Is masturbation after 60 a healthy part of aging, or a hidden risk no one talks about? Most people think they already know the answer, but the truth might surprise you. Because this isn't just about sex. It's about your heart, your hormones, your mental clarity, and your emotional well-being. I'm Dr. Harris, and I've spent over 20 years helping older adults feel stronger, more connected, and more in control of their health. Today, we're going to have a real, respectful conversation about what happens when you masturbate after 60, the good, the bad, and what no one warns you about. If this is your first time watching a video from Senior Health Wisdom and you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the helpful and inspiring videos we've got coming up. Now, let's get back to the rest of today's video. Before we talk about the act itself, we need to understand how your body changes after 60, because those changes are real and they matter. First, your hormones shift. In men, testosterone gradually declines, which can lower libido and affect arousal. In women, estrogen levels decrease, often leading to dryness and reduced sensitivity. These changes are natural, not failures, but they do mean your body might respond more slowly or differently than it did in your 30s or 40s. Second, your circulation slows. Blood vessels lose elasticity with age. That means it takes longer for blood to reach certain areas of the body, including the genitals. This can affect erection strength, lubrication, and overall sensation. Again, this doesn't mean you're broken. It simply means you may need more time, more care, and more intention. Third, your nervous system becomes more sensitive. The older we get, the more our nerves are affected by things like diabetes, medications, or general wear and tear. As a result, some areas may feel numb or oversensitive. Others may take longer to respond. That's normal and manageable once you understand it. And finally, your emotional rhythms change. You might find yourself more introspective, less reactive, or more sensitive to emotional tone and connection. Intimacy may no longer feel like a physical urge, but more of an emotional or spiritual need. That's not a loss, it's a deepening. So what does all of this mean? It means the rules have changed, but the game isn't over. Your body still works. It just works differently. And when you understand these changes, when you stop fighting them and start working with them, intimacy can become richer, more thoughtful, and even more rewarding than ever before. Now that we understand how your body changes after 60, let's talk about the real, science-backed benefits of masturbation at this stage of life. Because contrary to outdated beliefs, self-pleasure can be a deeply positive part of aging when practiced safely and mindfully. Let's start with the most obvious, circulation. When you stimulate your body, blood flow increases, particularly to the pelvic region. This helps oxygenate the tissues, keeps blood vessels flexible, and supports long-term vascular health. Good circulation is key for sexual function and also benefits the heart and brain. Next is hormonal response. Masturbation triggers the release of dopamine, oxytocin, and even small boosts of testosterone. These chemicals improve mood, promote emotional bonding, even with yourself, and support hormonal balance. Oxytocin especially is known to reduce stress and promote feelings of calm and trust. That's why many people report feeling relaxed and emotionally lighter afterward. Then there's stress relief and emotional regulation. We don't talk about this enough, but aging can bring anxiety, loneliness, or even depression. Masturbation provides a safe, private outlet to release tension and reconnect with your own body. It can serve as a grounding practice, a reminder that you're still here, still alive, still capable of feeling good. Sleep is another benefit. Many older adults struggle with sleep, whether from discomfort, stress, or hormonal shifts. But the act of climax triggers a parasympathetic response in your nervous system. This slows your heart rate, calms the mind, and prepares the body for rest. Many report falling asleep faster and sleeping more deeply after a mindful moment of self-pleasure. Let's also talk about sexual function and confidence. The phrase "use it or lose it" holds some truth. Regular stimulation helps maintain nerve sensitivity and blood flow in sexual tissues. It keeps pathways open, not just physically, but mentally. When you continue to explore your body, you maintain a sense of ownership, confidence, and connection with yourself. And for those in relationships, this self-awareness can translate into more open, satisfying intimacy with a partner. And finally, one of the most overlooked benefits, self-acceptance. So many seniors were raised with shame-based messaging around sexuality. They were taught that desire fades, that aging makes you irrelevant, or that pleasure is something to feel guilty about. But the truth is, self-pleasure can be an act of kindness. It's a way of saying, my body still matters. I still matter. So, is masturbation after 60 good for you? When approached with respect, awareness, and care, absolutely. It's not about fixing anything. It's about maintaining health, reducing stress, and celebrating connection, even the connection you have with yourself, whether you do it occasionally or regularly. The point isn't quantity, it's quality. And when you give yourself permission to explore safely, you're doing more than just preserving function. You're protecting joy, dignity, and well-being in one of the most personal ways possible. So now that we've covered the benefits, let's be honest about the potential risks. Masturbation after 60 can absolutely be safe and healthy, but there are moments when it can become harmful, especially if done without awareness or care. 1. Masturbating while dehydrated or fatigued. As you age, your cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive. If you're low on fluids or overly tired, your heart works harder. This can lead to dizziness, sudden drops in blood pressure, or even shortness of breath during climax. Always hydrate first and avoid self-stimulation when you're already physically exhausted. 2. Unsafe positions. Standing in the shower, leaning over a counter, or being in an unstable posture can become dangerous, especially if blood pressure drops suddenly after climax. Tip: sit down in a stable, supported position. Use pillows, cushions, or a reclined chair. Stability keeps you safe. 3. Ignoring warning signs. If you ever feel tightness in your chest, difficulty breathing, numbness, or lightheadedness during or after, don't ignore it. These could be signs of heart strain or circulation issues. Listen to your body. When in doubt, stop. Talk to your doctor. 4. Emotional risks. Sometimes, people use masturbation to escape emotional pain, loneliness, grief, or stress. While that's understandable, using it as your only coping tool can lead to emotional withdrawal, shame, or even dependence. Ask yourself, am I doing this out of connection or out of avoidance? 5. Overuse or friction injuries. Yes, it's possible to overdo it. Too much friction, too often, can lead to irritation, soreness, or even reduced sensitivity over time. Use lubrication and give your body time to recover. Quality matters more than quantity. You don't need to be afraid of self-pleasure, but you do need to be thoughtful. Treat your body like it matters, because it does. Be gentle, be present, and always give yourself permission to stop if something doesn't feel right. So now let's talk about how to masturbate safely after 60 in a way that supports your physical health, emotional well-being, and sense of dignity. It begins with environment and posture. Make sure you're in a calm, private, and stable setting. Avoid standing in slippery places like the shower, especially if you felt dizzy or lightheaded in the past. The safest positions are sitting in a supportive chair or lying back with pillows behind you. This takes pressure off your joints and keeps you grounded, both physically and emotionally. Next is hydration and energy. Never underestimate the role of water and rest. Drink a glass of water before, and avoid self-stimulation if you're fatigued. When your body is tired, your heart and blood vessels are already working harder. Pushing them further can lead to sudden drops in blood pressure or dizziness. Now, let's talk about pace and presence. You don't need to rush. In fact, you shouldn't. As we age, our bodies respond more slowly, but they still respond beautifully when treated with care. Slow down, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to feel without pressure. Focus on the moment, not the goal. Pleasure isn't a race, and you deserve time. Lubrication is also key. As skin becomes thinner and more delicate with age, using a gentle, water-based lubricant can reduce friction, improve comfort, and prevent irritation. Don't be embarrassed to use tools that support your comfort. They're part of treating your body with wisdom. Emotionally, approach the moment with self-respect, not shame. This isn't something to rush through or hide from yourself. It's a private act of care. A way to stay connected with your body and your inner self. Let it be peaceful. Let it be slow. Let it be kind. When practiced mindfully, masturbation over 60 can become not only safe, but healing. It reconnects you to your body, soothes your nervous system, and reminds you that your needs still matter. Masturbation isn't just a physical act. It also carries emotional weight, especially as we age. For many people over 60, Touching themselves brings up complicated feelings. Some were raised to believe it's shameful or selfish. Others feel sadness, loneliness, or confusion, especially if they've lost a partner or are adjusting to being alone again. And still others struggle with guilt tied to faith, culture, or past trauma. Here's the truth. Your emotional experience matters just as much as your physical health. If masturbation leaves you feeling disconnected, ashamed, or emotionally flat, it's time to pause and ask, why am I doing this? Is it from a place of love and curiosity? Or is it an escape from pain, boredom, or anxiety? There's no shame in seeking comfort. We're human. But when we use self-pleasure to numb instead of nurture, it can quietly reinforce loneliness or emotional withdrawal. Now, let's flip the coin when approached mindfully. Masturbation can become an act of self-connection and healing. It can be a reminder that your body still belongs to you, that you can feel pleasure without shame, that even in silence, you're worthy of touch, care, and attention. If you struggle with emotional baggage or feel stuck in old beliefs, speaking with a therapist, especially one familiar with aging or sexuality, can help reframe your story in powerful ways. You are not wrong for having desires. You are not broken for needing closeness, even if that closeness is with yourself. Your emotional world is rich, layered, and still growing. Let this be a part of your wholeness, not something hidden, feared, or rushed. Let's take a moment to talk about the myths, the stories we've been told about masturbation, especially in older age. Because the truth is, stigma doesn't just shame people, it silences them. Myth number 1. Masturbation is only for the young. False. Pleasure doesn't have an expiration date. Your body may change, but your capacity for connection and sensation never fully disappears unless you believe it must. Myth number 2. It's unhealthy or dangerous. The reality? When practiced mindfully and in moderation, self-pleasure supports heart health, mental clarity, hormone balance, and emotional resilience. The danger comes from misinformation, not the act itself. Myth number 3. It's something to be ashamed of. This may be the most damaging myth of all. Shame disconnects us from our bodies, our relationships, and our sense of worth. But masturbation, when done with awareness, can be an act of self-care, self-trust, and healing. Let's be honest. Most people were never taught how to have a healthy relationship with their own body, especially as it ages. That's not your fault. But you do have the power to rewrite the story. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve honest information, not fear-based silence. And you deserve to age with dignity, curiosity, and joy, not shame. So let's stop whispering. Let's speak with kindness, with facts, and with courage. Because the truth is, you're not alone. You're just finally being seen. If you stayed with me until now, thank you. It takes courage to face a subject that most people avoid, especially when it's personal, emotional, and often misunderstood. Here's what I hope you remember. Masturbation after 60 is not wrong, dirty, or shameful. It can be safe, healthy, and even healing if practiced with awareness, respect, and care. You are not broken. You are aging, and that comes with changes. But change does not mean decline. It means opportunity to explore yourself more gently, to reconnect more meaningfully, and to care for your body in new, wiser ways. I'd love to hear from you. What part of today's video challenged or encouraged you the most? Leave a comment below. You never know who else might feel seen because of your words. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so we can keep having honest conversations that matter. You deserve truth. You deserve peace. And you deserve to feel good at every stage of life.